Still have to reflex rifle ribbon. I don't have one of those. Oh, take it away. I did unlock some ribbons recently, but I don't remember what the hell I had actually gotten. I'm pretty sure one of them was not a flex rifle though. Twin Comac, I might have one for that actually. I was never a big fan of the Twin Comac, so if I do have one, I would have one and give it to you.
I will consider what I've learned from this skirmish.
You know, if DE just allowed us to have more ribbon slots, it wouldn't be a problem. I would literally have one of every ribbon. And I would have no problem spending the 60 plat to get 3 slots each time I needed to increase its capacity. I really don't know why DE put a cap on that. Like, I legitimately don't know why there's a cap. I really don't. And ribbons in general are a fucking pain in the ass to try to sell too. It's just like, I think I've actually dissolved more ribbons than I've sold. I also need to sell off things, drag for plat. I'm actually at like 568, I think, which is the lowest I've been in quite a while. I normally try to keep myself around 1,000, but there's just been a few things that I've been wanting to get, and I got them. So. See, someone has a syndicate weapon with them. Zima, reload, finally. You probably put more than that into it, though, Drag. I know some of those ribbons can cost up to like 40k endo, so.
The experiment's design dictates increased efficiency. I trust you will be able to complete this study, Hunter?
Yeah, the rules also matter for the endo place, I believe. Oh, deal heat sword 0 max, sorry. Cool.
Move and strike. We have to win this.
Go, my turret, go! Kill them! Status them all! Dying. Yeah, Drag, that's part of the reason I want a higher cap than 90 for ribbons, because I know damn well DE might fuck around with ribbons at some point. Like, it's just bound to happen. And I would love to have just a ribbon on hand for every weapon. Just to be able to, you know, try it out when those types of changes happen. I still don't understand DE's reasoning to actually have a max cap. Like, I'm fine with the cap, but why put a cap on the cap on it? So the Zima does so much more damage when you actually fire it instead of trying to shoot it. Or ult fire it. Turret. That said, turrets with Mirage is still fun, so. With a Seer Ribbon. I'm not sure if you can get up to that high of a stat on that one, Drag. I don't know what the multiplier is. Actually, look it up.
opened a new data
Let's see, this here is a secondary. Oh, you're looking for a reduced. Still, I don't know if we can go up that high. So that'll be a first. You can get up to that high if you have either 2 or 3 buffs and the negative. In fact, you are well above the negative 90% then. Yeah, with 3 buffs and that being the negative, your negative projectile flight speed would be negative 91.1% and negative 111.4%. Would be the range in that it can roll with a 3 and a negative. With 2 and a negative... With 2 and a negative, you wouldn't be able to get up that high. So you would have to go for 3. Two and a negative only gets you negative 60.1 to the negative 73.5 on that. I have these herds lasting for so damn long. Okay, ancients with this reload time are probably the biggest fucking problem. May have said this before I hopped in, but any thoughts on Railjack? Railjack reminds me of Star Trek. Just straight up. Do I think it'll be interesting? Yes, I think it'll be interesting, but not with randoms. I think random players trying to play that and be coherent is going to be a problem. With friends, definitely going to be a thing that I could easily see. Noah hopes that they won't be put into raids later on, whenever they reintroduce that. I could see them putting that kind of thing into a raid. In like one of them, whatever the hell they do those, but I don't know. My other issue with it is I don't want to be forced to do that with other people. Like Warframe has always been about, yes, you have a community of players, you can always play with other people, but you can always do everything solo. The only thing that wasn't ever able to be done solo were raids. But in all honesty, it wasn't too hard to find people to do those with that didn't require, you know, a shit ton of cooperation. Either you knew how to do it, do the raid, or you didn't. And if you didn't, you just kind of followed people around, and the ones that did know how to do it just did it. So, I mean, that's the only thing that's really been forced co-op in this game were the raids. So I'd rather them not bring anything else in that was forced co-op, which it feels like that is going to be. Yeah, the Pulsar Trek appeal from it is definitely there. Like I have no doubt in my mind that's where VE got the inspiration from for it. I also seem to recall there being a virtual reality game that was along the lines of Star Trek's universe. Though I don't remember who the hell did it or what the hell the name of the game was.
I have gathered enough data on that ability. Use another tactic.
The Plains of Venus itself, though, looked very, very interesting. I look forward to it, along with the modular weapons. I'm okay, Drag, with everyone having purpose in it. My issue is I don't want to be forced to have other people to do it with. I'd very much be okay with, like, expending, Spectres to be able to do it solo. Like, it requires 3 2-star Spectres or something to be able to handle the, other systems without you having to have other people with. I'd be fine with something like that. Yeah, and I could too, Drag, but in hell, that would actually give a use to the Spectres besides being able to toss them out in missions and just have them do things. Then I feel like more people would actually use Spectres then, because like right now I just kind of build them and I have a stockpile of them and I don't really use them. I just throw them out because I feel like it and for the hell of it. What I was going to say, though, the modular gun system that they want to introduce with the Plains of Venus. I don't know if that's actually what they're going to be calling it, but it's Plains of Venus for now. I don't know what they intend on making sure, like, it's a one-time thing. Like, with Zaws, it was the strike that actually mattered for Master Rank XP. I don't know what they're going to do with the guns. What part they're going to make with the guns be the Master Rank bit. The referee, the place is Fortuna. That was the Fortuna update. I don't know if that's what they were going to name the place. But that was the name of the update. And speaking of, ever had an issue with tossing Spectres out and freezing for about a second and a half? And no, can't say I have. Well, there's not a lot of Vandal Blueprint.
Go now.
Let's go on the offensive.
I wasn't down there. What other changes were they going to be planning to do then? I mean, obviously the plains itself are going to be interesting, just because it's going to be a new large area for us to explore. But I don't remember all the changes they intend on doing for that update. I didn't actually get to see the TennoCon announcement about it, and I haven't actually bothered looking over the changelog / review of TennoCon to know everything in detail, but I have a good idea of what a lot of it was. I just don't remember everything. Oh, were they going to be? Yeah, they're going to be releasing a new frame then too, right? And I also saw that they are working on the next cinematic quest already, the New War, or A New War, the New War, something like that. They spoke a little on Vlad and Garuda. Can't they come up with better names besides Vlad and Garuda? Garuda just makes me think of Zelda. And Vlad just makes me think, well, anything vampiric. Let's reload animation. The code names at the moment. Who knows, though, Drag. They may actually go with those names in the long run. I wouldn't be surprised if DE actually goes with those names in the long run. Same with Railjack. I know they said it was a code name, but honestly, from what they were describing it to be, I could actually see them going with that name. Am I actually going to get a full clip before... Nope, close. Not quite. So if you're wondering why I'm using the Zima, is this turret. This turret's hilarious. What am I doing on damage? Well, at least I'm in 2 digits. I'm in double digits. It's good enough for me. I haven't been trying to actually get a bunch of damage. Alright, one more zone.
Proceed immediately.
The alignment mechanic, yeah, the dark, light, and neutral pathways in the class, on purpose. That would definitely be interesting. I'm not sure what they could even do with it, honestly. I'm not sure where they were going with those to begin with. The only thing I could possibly think of where they were going to go with that was like, okay, if you're more on the moon side than the sun side, then you would get like a particular set of buffs. And likewise, if you're on the other side, you get more particular buffs. And then there'd be like maybe certain things that would actually determine like maybe like you're more of this type of person, so you get like these very specific buffs for being at that exact value kind of thing. But other than that, I have no idea where they intended on doing with those, besides just being a bit of an RP thing. Don't get me wrong, the buffs I'm talking about would be more buffs for your operator, more so than your frame. This was also before they modified the operator to actually be useful in much more of a degree than it was. So. This could have something to do with the new war. I could see that as well. What hit me?
A new data conduit is open. Our experiment moves to a new zone. Hurry, Hunter. The conduit is closing fast.
If it does end up doing something, Drag, I know you can already go through some of the quests where you actually picked the things and actually change it up. I know you can replay the mission, the quest,
Will go on without you.
and choose a new option to actually modify what your thing was. Like, that was something they did to begin with, or damn near to begin with. And let's see, dual heat swords are finally max rank. Again. What do we have in here? What was I gonna put on it? Warframe builder.